Welcome to the Missouri Department of Elementary and Secondary Education's video series on educator evaluation. This first video explains the foundations of effective educator evaluation. We'll discuss the development of Missouri's standards, quality indicators, and professional continuum. The development of Missouri's teacher and leader standards and quality indicators has been a 5-year effort. This effort began with the department organizing and initiating a working group of key stakeholders. These stakeholders represented virtually every educational organization in the state, nearly 2/3 of the educator preparation institutions who prepare future educators, and practicing teachers and leaders from over 30 public school districts. Building on initial work completed by the Missouri Advisory Council of Certification for Educators, more commonly known as MACE, this working group developed the Missouri Model Teacher and Leader Standards and quality indicators for each standard. Educators across Missouri provided feedback during this developmental phase. This input was used by a working group to refine and improve the standards and indicators prior to their approval by Missouri State Board of Education in June 2011. What was most important about this initial work is that for the first time, educators in our state established collective agreement regarding educator performance targets at both the teacher and administrator levels. Additionally, it set the stage for creating an effective process for improving educator practice. In addition to creating standards and quality indicators, this working group also developed a professional continuum articulating multiple performance levels for each quality indicator. The continuum established differentiated levels of performance, a key aspect of the growth and development process. The first level, the candidate level, sets the expectations for those in the preparation process. There are nearly 40 institutions in the state of Missouri who currently prepare candidates to be teachers, 17 of which also prepare leaders. These performance expectations are being used to drive the redesign of educator preparation programs in our state. The professional continuum provides these programs a very clear target of the base knowledge and skills a new teacher would require to be successful in the classroom. The other levels of the continuum provide a roadmap of growth and improvement in practice as teachers and leaders work to increase student performance. The wording of each quality indicator at each level has been analyzed to ensure its full alignment to a growth model. This model provides differentiated expectations for professionals in each stage of their career. As teachers and leaders progress across the continuum, they move from a novice level towards an expert level of competence at essential performances to effectively instruct and lead schools. The standards, quality indicators, and professional continuum were used as the foundation of Missouri's educator evaluation system. While in the process of creating these standards and indicators, stakeholders were engaged in discussions about the types of targets, measures, and evidence necessary to ensure improvement in practice for the purpose of improving student performance. The state's model, adopted by the State Board of Education in May 2013, provides districts a valuable tool for growth and improvement. These teachers share the exciting experience they had while participating in the pilot of the state's model.
Whereas this year, doing this evaluation tool, I was very nervous to start out because I didn't know which direction I wanted to go. And then once I found my direction, I was able to pinpoint, after 24 years of teaching, what I really need to work on, and there was so much more meaning to this for me to focus on that and not have to worry about all of the other things which I should know by 24 years of teaching.
But the new system, the pilot program, has developed my practices and made me a better teacher. Like Erin said, I think that I collaborate with my administrator much more, and it gives me specific things to focus on to improve my teaching and, as a result, student achievement.
But part of the evaluation system, you know, to see growth, yes, I'm doing that in my classroom, but as you become a better teacher, you also want to share that with your peers and be more of a leader in the things that you're good at and that you're comfortable with. So it's pushed me to work with my PLC. I've created some things where we've been able to really look at some benchmark EOC, our common assessment data, and have healthier conversations from there because we're more knowledgeable and we can really all share back and forth because we're comparing on a consistent level and we can learn from that and how to help our students even better.
I think one of the greatest things about this evaluation system is that it's not one more thing, it actually ties in very well with EOCs and PLCs and connects it all together to actually simplify the entire process.
I see some growth, so now I have to pick where do I think I am in that and talk with my principal about that. And so I really like the dialogue.
It's a truly reflective process.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
We almost have to cut down our conversations because that's the hardest part. I know that's one of the questions. The hardest part is you get in there with your principal and you just want to keep talking and talking.
Yeah.
And you know that he's got duties to do, you've got things to do, and you're just enjoying the conversation so much that it's like realistically district-wide, how much time are we going to narrow down that conversation? So with the dialogue is awesome.
Yeah, Jamie, you just said there's actual value in
There's
it.
value in it.
I know from my side of the table, the conversations that I've had with teachers this year have been so much more fulfilling. And being able to come up with an idea of, okay, how do we need to grow and how are we going to grow and how did we grow has been so much more realistic than, okay, it's the end of the year, which column do I need to put the check mark in? By removing those 4 arbitrary columns and coming up with this spectrum, there's always going to be room for growth. There's always going to be ways to make things better. And even if you get to the magical number 7 on the spectrum, part of that scoring is remaining reflective and remaining flexible and continuing to improve on that so that there's always work to be done and there's always reflection to be had.
You can find more information regarding the essential principles of effective evaluation and the state's new model educator evaluation system on the Office of Educator Quality's homepage at desi.mo.gov/EQ.